Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video here by The New Byte. My name is Hau5test and with me as usual is also Dan. Hey Dan.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I am very, very good.
Yeah. So we wanted to come together and talk a little bit about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 because I've just played a few hours of the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 beta on PS4 and now also the second weekend was already gone where also Xbox and PC players could enjoy this game. And
Yes.
I was thinking maybe we do a little different this time because usually I'm the only person just sitting down talking a little bit about it, and I think like this is like a mini podcast episode now, a new attempt to bring a conversation towards you, the audience out there, and hope you like it. And if you do, show it with a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon because YouTube is just messed up and we need to work around it. So yeah, Black Ops 4, what can I tell you about it? First off, how much do you know about Black Ops 4?
Well, I know there's some new modes that Black Ops is supposed to be changing a little bit, especially the multiplayer's getting a bit of an overhaul, but other than that, not very much.
Well, let's start. So first off, this is of course Call of Duty Black Ops 4, the fourth game in the Black Ops series developed by Treyarch, one of the three studios that are working on Call of Duty titles. And I personally really like the Call of Duty Black Ops series because they're just so much distinct from what the other studios did. Like Infinity War is okay. I was never truly a fan of the Modern Warfare games. I'm sorry, I was just more drawn to what Black Ops 2 did back in the day. It was just when I got there, that game was there. So it's like a first love thing. I just can't put it down. And yeah, now Black Ops 4 is coming around, and I really think this is an interesting take on what they did, because Black Ops 3, as most people know, was really hectic. You of course had the double jumping and boost jumping and all that, and also a little take on the hero shooters, because we had actually more characters than just soldiers and different personalities that were joined in Black Ops 3. And now in Black Ops 4, the same roster, well, a few more, a few less, also joined now in Black Ops 4. And the same idea of hero shooter comes together, melting in a new game that was also previously Call of Duty. So it's interesting. It mixes up a few things, and from what I could play in the beta, it was actually just the pure multiplayer PvP mode. There's no story, of course, in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Well, I say of course, it's like actually really sad, and they were talking about at the reveal event actually that they wanted to bring in some lore later down, like in between multiplayer rounds. I don't know how that will work out, we'll see, I guess. And other parts like the, I think, 3 zombie modes that are of course also not included because they want to be kept as a surprise, I guess, until release. And also the take on Battle Royale mode, which is called now Call of Duty Blackout, that will also follow way later in September in its own beta round. And yeah, so that was what I was able to see, just a few multiplayer rounds. They have a new mode which is called Chaos TDM, which I really don't get how that is different from regular TDM. Probably it's just acknowledging that it's chaotic how Call of Duty works, and other stuff like, of course, holding zones and kill confirmed, all the classics of course back again. It's like a good mod, especially kill confirmed. I grew fond of it a few years ago. It's not just hey, you gotta kill someone and run away. It's actually kill someone and then try to get to the same spot where the person died, and you're just so vulnerable while you're going there because mostly the people are behind enemy lines, and of course you have to clear out the whole area before you can actually engage in that. So that's a good one.
Yeah, I really liked it when Destiny did the same kind of thing, where they had the
with the crest.
kind of, that was a lot of fun, and it certainly was great when it was in the Black Ops series. That was a lot of fun to do.
Definitely, yes. You can really see how Activision brings a lot of things together. Some stuff that they learned from Destiny, for example, is now actually you have no auto healing anymore, and you have to use an ability for that. So firefights usually went on like you have contact to someone, you hopefully survive, and if you survive, the first thing that you do is actually not reloading. You really gotta train yourself to heal yourself first in order to just recover, and then you reload your pistol. And that makes it actually causes two things to happen in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. First off, firefights are way faster now, because sometimes you just really forget to recharge your health. And then the second thing is mostly you're still surprised. So if one is downing on you and you barely survive, there's always a second person coming around right after the first one, and then that one gets you, because you're either not prepared for it because it didn't heal up, or you just didn't reload in time yet. So it's really hectic. At least Disney has auto healing in some way. Like, I mean that's a different game, totally, because they also have way more focus on their abilities, but it's different. Like in Black Ops 4, you also now have on the right shoulder button always a special ability linked to the character that you play. So there's always a base class consisting of the perks that you have, the abilities, and of course the weapons that you have with you. Yeah. And then the characters, on the other hand, also predict what is sort of the super ability, which is like, for example, a grenade launcher, which one character has. Another one has a shield that he's just running around. Like, for example, in Rainbow Six Siege, there's a character called Montagne. He just has a full body shield and can just march on forward without being hit from anyone. And so many more different characters. Like this is something that they also did in Black Ops 3, and now it even gets more refined in Black Ops 4, I feel like. Especially because of the healing factor, because you have to actually do something to heal up. And it's always like a risk and reward thing. Like, you can also say, okay, maybe I'm not that bad with health, so just reload and just hope that I can survive the next encounter with the next enemy that's right around the corner. And sometimes, as I said before, you also have another ability on the right side, like, for example, a scatter grenade. A grenade that scatters around first in multiple splinters and then explodes massively all over the place. And there's also like a fence that you can put up so you can actually hide behind covers, because people can't follow up with you and they have to take a different route. And all of these different characters really play partially well together. Sometimes people just need to get to know them first, and I only played like 1 or 2 hours of the beta overall, which is like coming down to 10 rounds maybe. I said I didn't have more time, and I was really seeing just chaos overall at first and not that much strategy gameplay, which will obviously change, of course, when the game launches first. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, how would you actually try to bring strategy back into the game, or was it ever about that?
I don't know. I don't think it's really ever been about that. It's more of just trying to, you know,
just frantic gameplay.
Yeah, just frantic gameplay. I've never really understood it as like a tactical thing, you know.
Yeah, probably. I mean, there are lots of different takes on it. Also, like the bomb mode, where it's what we have now, even more refined in CS:GO, of course, and in Rainbow Six Siege, where people are just 5v5 and they either try to take each other out first, or they actually try to set up a bomb on this side where they have to plant it first. And it's what I miss actually more these days in shooters, I know. And I already said on Twitter, like, hey, yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has some good things, but I don't know, man. I'm just feeling like I'm a little bored from it. It's just I'm not up for that anymore. I'm just not that hyperactive guy that's just choking down on energy drinks and just want to have one round of another of just being shaken up by explosions and gameplay and wow. It's just, maybe I'm just grown out of it, because as I said before, also I'm really more a fan of these strategic games where you just have to plan a setup and try to take a side, for example. And that's actually, of course, really lost in Black Ops 4. And I don't want to blame, of course, anyone for that. If you're looking for that fast gameplay, you still get it. And it also looks quite good. Which also, by the way, people were saying like the game doesn't look as good as, for example, Battlefield. And I was looking around and seeing lots of developers actually saying, actually, Battlefield is like the outlier on the positive end. They're doing their stuff so well, it's really hard for the others to catch up. And if a big a game like Call of Duty comes around and it just looks like average, it's still perceived as, oh, it's not as good as Game X. And it's actually really sad, because I personally was thinking, hey, on my PlayStation 4 Pro, it looked quite good. It did its job well, was fluid as always. And that's, of course, something that you need. It doesn't need to look that good, it just needs to run fluid.
Yeah, one thing I definitely say is a lot of something that I used to do quite a lot, but now I've stopped doing it, thankfully, is when you look at a game, you compare it to like, oh, doesn't look as good as insert game here, but then you got to think about it compared to its previous versions and at the game as a whole, not just, oh, this one aspect of it isn't that good, so it must be rubbish compared to this game.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it may not look as good as Battlefield 5, but hey, is that like, that's not everything.
Doesn't make the game bad, right? Doesn't make the game bad.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't be about just graphics. It should be about the content of the game as a whole.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I understand where some people are coming from, but to say that this game is bad because of its graphics is very nitpicky.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's a different side. I played Insurgency this last weekend also because they had the pre-order beta. And I can publicly say that I've been a part of the playtesters since the closed alpha, but aside an NDA, so I can't talk about the things that they saw as bugs in this phase. So I can only talk about what I've seen actually yesterday when it was in the public eye with the pre-order beta. And what happened now this weekend, just so you know, I have a Ryzen 2700X CPU, so 8 cores, 16 threads, running quite well at around, I think, 4.2 gigahertz, and I have a GTX 1080 Ti, so it's really top-notch PC hardware. And that game sadly only ran at around 40 FPS. No matter if it's in 1080p or in 4K, and no matter how low I was going on the graphics settings. So it was really a little disappointing how this pre-order beta, 1 month until release, actually still is like not on the good end of the performance. It's still fun. It's a great game. It looks great. It really sets forward what they started with the first Insurgency game. And I just hope that they find a lot of places that they can fix and improve on, so until release we have actually a very good game, which it really sets out to be. But that's just about Insurgency.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this was a little video about Call of Duty Black Ops 4. We've been just talking almost 30 minutes already. I just want to say one more thing since we were talking about PC and performance. Actually, a friend of mine played or tried to play the PC beta, because I was only having the time for PlayStation 4 one, and since now, of course, Call of Duty was setting out, or Activision rather, sets out to bring more games towards the Bethesda.net launcher. Apparently there's also a lot of problems with that, at least with Call of Duty. Destiny 2, as far as I heard, actually was really well received on the new platform. The PC overall support is great, lots of different resolutions and all that, but with Black Ops 4, at least in this beta right now, it seems to be having a lot of problems. Like, the game partially doesn't run at all, and if it's being reported back, I'm just saying what a friend told me. If there's a forum where you can write like, hey, this game doesn't launch at all, what can I do? Apparently these forum threads just get deleted, and it's really noticeable if you just Google for some stuff and you can't find the actual threads inside of the forum anymore because they've been apparently removed, which that's not a good sign. It's really not a good sign. And actually, if you think about it, also Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is just 2 months until release, because they start with the middle of October, and 1 week after that, I think, with Battlefield 5 coming around, which is having another closed alpha this week. So yeah, lots of shooters coming around, and lots of stuff, of course, being talked about and compared against each other, and it's a little worrying, I'd say, if we hear some stuff like that close to launch. It doesn't really work at all. So yeah,
well, I guess
just be aware.
Find out.
As always, of course, people don't pre-order. Be cautious of what you do, and maybe wait 1 or 2 days. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt your wallet if you wait. It actually just helps you to make an informed decision, because mostly people just need 1 or 2 days to find out if the game is really, in general, broken or having problems. And if you see like, oh, okay, my PC, for example, has different settings like someone else that has problems, maybe just wait a little bit and save money. Especially since around these days, like AAA games really drop. I think there was something, a value of 50% within the first 6 months of release, which is just crazy how some games lose in value. I mean, Call of Duty games are different. They're always expensive on Steam, but who knows how that works now on Battle.net. I don't know what Activision will do with that. So just letting you know about that as well.
Yeah, if you also want to save money and you have like a console, let's say you let an Xbox, and you wanted to get, let's go with Red Dead 2 because that's on my mind at the moment. Make sure that if you want to wait a little bit, try and pick up a physical copy because physical copies are always cheaper. It's weird.
Funny enough,
and
right?
It's not understandable, but they're always cheaper. Whereas you think it would be the digital ones, but no, the digital ones are more expensive. And I personally put it down to it's digital, so you can get it now, so it's more of a convenience pay. You're paying for the convenience of having it right now. But hey, wait a couple of days, get a physical copy, and you save a little bit. So.
Yeah.
My recommendation to you.
Alright. And that's it for this video. Thank you as always for watching. Thank you, Dan, for joining me today. And hopefully you'll join us as well also on the podcast, which will be held this week again for the first time after the summer break. And next week we'll be together again for Gamescom. So just letting you know that's lots of cool stuff coming around very soon. So thanks for watching. Like this video again if you liked it. And of course, don't like it. I don't know if you don't want to. And subscribe if you haven't yet. And that's all, folks. See you next time.
Bye, guys.